The characters in Shrinking definitely have their share of messy problems.
Is this you forever?
I don't know.
But guess what? The cast isn't exactly cruising through life either.
Well, I'm really sorry to hear that.
Find out who inspired Harrison Ford's character. What's the one thing Brett Goldstein really hates about being on the show? And which cast member is married to their colleague? Grab your popcorn and settle in. We've got all the juicy details. Harrison Ford as Dr. Paul. Does this guy even need an introduction? You definitely know him as Indiana Jones, the man who made fedoras cool, and of course, Han Solo from Star Wars. At 82, Harrison is showing no signs of hitting the brakes. In 2025, he'll return for the second season of the Yellowstone prequel, 1923, starring alongside Helen Mirren. Oh, and he's suiting up for Captain America: Brave New World as Red Hulk. Yep, Harrison Ford is officially part of the MCU now. When it comes to Shrinking, the whole cast was ecstatic about working with him.
I signed on initially early on, and then I found out a couple days later that Harrison Ford was going to be on it, and I think I just did a little dance.
Turns out, Ford is just as iconic off-screen.
And so one of the things he does when he arrives is he kind of busts through the awe and treats you like a peer, and he's just like really generous in that regard.
As for his personal life, Harrison has been married to actress Calista Flockhart since 2010. And together, they're raising her son, whom she adopted before they met. Additionally, the actor has 4 children from previous marriages. When asked about his parenting style, Harrison keeps it real.
I can tell you this, if I'd been less successful, I'd probably be a better parent.
But enough about him. Let's dive into his equally talented co-stars. Jessica Williams as Gabby. The 35-year-old is all about therapy, so much so that it inspired her to join Shrinking.
With Gabby, I wanted her to be the kind of therapist that people wanted to seek out and find.
And honestly, she's pretty confident she'd make a great therapist IRL too.
I love to meddle. Like, I'm always trying to set up my friends in my head. I like to play The Sims a lot, and I like micromanaging and getting people to kiss and woohoo together in my game.
You might recognize Jessica as the youngest ever correspondent on The Daily Show. She joined at just 22. Williams also co-hosted the wildly successful podcast Two Dope Queens with Phoebe Robinson. On screen, you've seen her as Lally Hicks in Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore, and in the romantic series Love Life. But off-screen, Jessica's life hasn't always been smooth sailing. The actress was in a 5-year relationship with photographer Blaine Spisak until his tragic passing in 2019. Reflecting on that devastating time, she said,
"When he died, I had the rug pulled out from under me. I felt like nothing was safe. I felt like life was so fragile, and my identity was so tied to him being alive that I didn't feel safe, and so I wanted to be home."
Today, Jessica has found her balance again, but keeps her personal life private. Is she dating anyone? Your guess is as good as ours. Maybe her next colleague will spill more tea? Let's find out. Brett Goldstein as Lewis. Yep, this actor is a newcomer in Season 2 of Shrinking. But here's the twist. He's also the co-creator, writer, and executive producer of the show. In fact, Harrison Ford's character is loosely inspired by Brett's dad, who also has Parkinson's disease. And imagine this, Indiana Jones himself praised his work.
And he goes, "Best script I've ever read."
This season, the 44-year-old takes on the tough role of a drunk driver responsible for Tia's death, and playing Lewis wasn't a walk in the park.
Because it's the same process of empathizing with the character, and then when I was playing it, I just thought about PTSD. I know what it's like when you're in a car accident. It sort of loops in your head, so I would just kind of loop it before a scene.
But you know what Brett really struggled with? Shaving his beard for the role.
I cried. I've had a beard my whole life, like I was born with a beard.
Of course, Brett is best known as Roy Kent from Ted Lasso. That performance earned him 2 Emmy Awards for Outstanding Supporting Actor. He's also starred in the sci-fi drama All of You and will appear in the upcoming film At the Sea. As for his personal life, it's as private as a locked diary. We know Goldstein dated comedian Beth Rylance. He even gave her a shout-out during his Emmy speech 3 years ago.
And Beth, I love you.
But today, it's a bit of a mystery. Rumors say he's married to someone named Carrie, but Brett's lips are sealed tighter than a Marvel spoiler. Okay, enough guessing games. Let's move on to the next star. Christa Miller as Liz. We can all agree, Liz's sharp humor is a total highlight of Shrinking. But for the 60-year-old actress, this show is more than just a gig. After all, she's married to Shrinking's co-creator, Bill Lawrence. The couple tied the knot back in 1999 and have 3 kids together, and she's all for working with her husband.
Thank God we work together because he's sexy at work. He's dynamic, he's genius.
Another thing Christa loves? Being part of a stellar group of actors.
Everyone in the cast is so good that I've just got to go A-game.
Miller is no stranger to making people laugh. She's a seasoned pro. Her iconic roles include Kate O'Brien on The Drew Carey Show, Jordan Sullivan on Scrubs, and Ellie Torres on Cougar Town alongside Courtney Cox. That's one impressive resume. But what about her on-screen husband? Let's dive in. Ted McGinley as Derek. We all need a sweetheart like Derek in our lives.
It's been really fun to play a character that people respond to.
Like the rest of the cast, Ted is thrilled to be part of a show that tackles so much.
We cover a lot of pain, sorrow, grief, guilt, love, joy, compassion, forgiveness. I mean, it's a human experience.
At 66, Ted's no stranger to TV screens. You probably know him as Jefferson Darcy on Married with Children or Charlie Shanowski on Hope and Faith. This year, he also appeared in Amazon's series The Baxters and the movie The Engagement Plan. Off-screen, Ted is living his own rom-com. He's been happily married to actress Gigi Rice for an incredible 33 years. Together, they've raised 2 talented sons.
My oldest guy, he's 29, he's an orthopedic surgeon in Colorado. And Quinn, thank you for asking, is in the music business. We call him the music mogul.
Talk about a power family. Now that we've met Derek, let's move on to the youngest character on the show, Lukita Maxwell as Alice. Born in Jakarta, the young actress spent her childhood bouncing between Bali and Utah. Growing up biracial and surrounded by diverse cultures, she describes her world as a beautiful blend of languages, races, and traditions. At just 23, Lukita is best known for her breakout role in HBO's Generation. That project was a game-changer for her, especially for its representation.
I felt the need to be eloquent about who I was and what I believed in because I identified as an Asian American queer woman.
And being part of Shrinking holds just as much significance for her.
Each one of these different actors is so specific and so individual. Everybody has their own approach to acting and comedy, and I love that.
Outside of the show, you can catch Maxwell in the upcoming film An Autumn Summer. As for her romantic life, well, she's keeping that under wraps. Netizens suspect she's dating ballet dancer Ailey Candland, but since Lukita keeps her private life on the down low, nothing's confirmed. And speaking of family, let's talk about her on-screen dad, Jason Segel as Jimmy. The 44-year-old actor kicked off his career right after high school, landing his first big role on the cult classic series Freaks and Geeks. From there, he quickly became a comedy favorite. You've probably seen him in hit films like Knocked Up, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and I Love You, Man. Oh, and who could forget his iconic role as Marshall Erickson in How I Met Your Mother. Now, Jason's fully focused on Shrinking, a show he not only stars in, but also co-writes and produces. He's so proud of it that he keeps it simple.
I don't know, man. It's just the best.
When it comes to his love life, Jason's had his share of high-profile romances with stars like Linda Cardellini, Michelle Williams, and photographer Alexis Mixter. But as of autumn 2023, he's happily dating Kayla Radomski, a former Taylor Swift backup dancer. The couple seems head over heels, with Kayla even calling him the best man this lady could dream up. We're just thrilled for them. What are your thoughts on the season 2 of Shrinking? Share in the comments below. And as always, stay awesome.